My name is Tamiko Rast, and I'm a designer for Rasteroids Design, and I'm from San Jose, California.
At the intersection of Jackson and 6th Street in San Jose, California, is the heart of one of 3 remaining Japantowns in the United States. But this location also happens to be the home of an empty asphalt lot, fenced in and an eyesore to many of the area's longtime residents. Or it was, until Tamiko Rast's Japantown Mural Project was unveiled earlier this week. Representing the culmination of a multi-year effort between the City of San Jose's Public Art Program and Rast, the project features 50 vinyl mesh panels, each with a piece of original artwork from one of 50 local artists. The mural project has not only transformed what was previously an eyesore, creating a sort of outdoor gallery, but it has also begun a process of reconnecting Japantown's artists with the local community. Sociecity sits down with Rast for a cup of coffee at Roy's Station in Japantown, and we immediately learn that the history of this dirt lot has a deeper heritage than first glance would tell.
The spot was once one of San Jose's original Chinatowns. It was called Highlandville. It was named after a German immigrant named John Highland who rented to Chinese immigrants. The area is rife with local artists who live or work here or have studios or have spent time in Japantown. And so it wasn't really difficult to find people who were willing to be part of the project. I think it's tied a lot of artists together, people who didn't realize that their neighbors were such talented people, and that there's a huge amount of diversity in art styles to choose from. I think just from the artist community, it tied everyone together in that respect. And then it also made the neighbors aware of who their neighbors are. The neighborhood has changed so much, it's hard to keep track of who's here. And it used to be, a pretty tight-knit Japanese community where everybody knew everybody else's family and all the grandkids and everything else. And so with the influx of new people, it's kind of introducing people to others. So I think that part's been really cool as well. I've been a commercial artist and designer for 12 years. And so it's a whole new ball of wax when you have to deal with, decisions by committee and the city procedures. And I really struggled with the decision to bring in more artists, just because I knew it was the right thing to do, but my contract stipulated, don't do that. You know what I mean? We had a set number of people that we were going to work with and so forth. So one thing I learned is you kind of have to trust your gut, and if something seems just completely unrealistic, you do need to change the scope and discuss it as quickly as possible. You need a lot of time for public arts projects. A lot of time, a lot of planning. You're going to lose money. It's one of those things. But, in the end, it's something that everyone can appreciate.
Yeah. So how many artists are involved in this project total?
50 altogether, and another 50 if you count the kids from Peter Burnett Middle School who contributed pieces. As far as in
50 kids, so you had 50 kids from the middle school coming.
Yes. Well, DJ Ashford, who runs the advanced art program at Peter Burnett, got all the kids together and had them design pieces that they felt represented Japantown for them. Because the school is literally 2 blocks away.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so you got the youth involved. The artists are all from Japantown area? Or?
90% of them are. Some are South Bay artists. Most of them have ties to Japantown, whether they have a studio here or they passed through or lived here for a short amount of time. Sure. This was done by Ruth Tunstall Grant, who was part of the Public Arts Commission for a while. Yeah. This piece is called Breaking the Chain, and it represents breaking bad habits within family units.
You also have some little poetry bits worked in here too. Where are these from? Are they also local writers? Or?
For example, Jerry is a local dentist, and he dabbles in poetry. Some of them are historical quotes from people who contributed to the Japanese-American experience even from 100 years ago. There's just a really wonderful variety of styles here. I think that in placing each one next to the next, it really creates a nice walkthrough where people never really walked on this side of the street. So here's the Burnett Kids pieces.
Oh, okay.
So they've got, you know, design, they've got their audio video program. Everything was a little different. You know, some kids walked around with cameras and took pictures of, you know, the blooming cherry blossoms. Other kids drew things that like reference soccer or their homes. I loved the diversity of styles. Everybody who has a piece here is so connected to the neighborhood. The most gratifying thing was the first night after I hung it up. I was beat tired. You know, we'd been in the sun for like 10 hours, but I showered up and ran back over. I'm just like, just had to look. And there were couples walking up and down pointing at things going, I like this one, I like that one. And that just made this project so worthwhile.
Tell me this year's right. Tell me time's on my side and give me skies of grey. Chances lost for me today. Don't tell me life is a crime. I'm done being sad all the time.